Welcome back to the channel, friends. Today with another update of all the monthly passive income that I got from all my interest, dividends, as well as cashback. And on top of it, I also give you a quick update on my overall portfolios and all my various investment classes. So without further ado, let's dive right in. All right, so let's kick things off with interest income. And honestly, in recent times, we all know interest rates have been coming down. The ECB lowered recently, the Fed as well, Bank of England. So across the board, we're going to see a drop in interest rates. So in the past, I used to have, I think my highest month, close to 400 euros in interest, which was crazy. Of course, I also had a lot of cash sitting around, but yeah, really high interest rates, which are starting to come down. So that number is definitely going to be less and less in the coming time. But still, let's have a quick look of what I made last month. Let's start things off with trading 212. And actually, I think right now they're paying the highest interest rate across the board I've seen anywhere. On the euros, you still get 4%. On my USD, obviously now that the Fed lowered, it's 4.6. It used to be 5.1, I believe. So, but still, 4.6, not too bad. I mostly have, as you can see, my money over here in dollars. But you can get on your pounds 5.1 still. Let's see how long that lasts. Obviously, eventually they all have to adjust. But yeah, currently not too shabby, as I said, even on your euros. So let's go into my dollars, and you can see last month I made a sweet $40 just by having my cash over here. And as I always say, I love about trading 212 and pretty much all the brokers that I use, I can withdraw anytime I wish. There's no lockup period, and that's really important because yes, you can get maybe high interest in your bank, but often you have to lock it up for at least half a year or 1 year. And for me, I just don't know what's going to happen in the future, and I always want to have that flexibility. Another app that I use for my interest is Lightyear. Now, like the other apps, also Lightyear unfortunately had to lower the interest rates in line with the ECB. Right now, I have two accounts, and the cash account over here where I get on my euros 3%, on my dollars 4.5%, and on the pounds 4.25%. But then you get even more if you keep your money in the savings part. So you can just shift it over there. You can very easily move it across from one to the other. And here I'm getting right now 3.56%. So slightly more than in the cash balance. But yeah, obviously that's also variable. So last month, I believe it was 3.7. So it's very much floating. But overall, definitely still not too bad. And I just like to diversify across different apps because yeah, some people say, why don't you have all in one broker? But again, I like to be flexible. I never know what would happen to the broker. If one goes down, which touch wood shouldn't happen because the brokers I select are pretty safe. And obviously you have fund protection in place as well, but that might take some time to get the money back. So I like to just diversify across different brokers. Plus, of course, I also enjoy reviewing different brokers. So naturally, I try different ones, and the ones I like, I just keep some funds there. Another one for interest is, of course, Revolut, which is an app I talked about at length. I made many videos about them. Really love the app and experience. And the good thing is that they also pay you interest on your money depending on your plan. I'm on the highest plan, which is the Ultra plan. So if you're on the lower plan, it might be slightly less, but overall, definitely some nice interest. You can see on my euros still 3.53% and on my dollars 4.98%. So also quite attractive. If I go into my euros over here, you can see I get my interest paid every single day. And again, I can easily withdraw it. Just click the button over here, say to which account. Obviously, it will be to my main account, and boom, it will be there. So I really love that about Revolut and all the other apps that I've shown you before. So in total, what I earned last month on Revolut is 15 euros in interest, which obviously I don't have such a huge balance over there. But still, again, I always like free money, right? Just by parking my money over there. So despite interest coming down, it's still nice to get a bit of that money. But obviously, I wouldn't want to keep too much money now sitting around because obviously it gets less and less interest over time. So I think there are better things that you can do with your money instead. And of course, now that I relocated to Dubai, I also have a local UAE bank account, which you can see at the bottom left over here, WeO Personal and WeO Business. Amazing bank, really love it. And I mean, when you look at it, last month I got paid 322 dirhams, which is around 79 euros in interest. And that's because until end of last month, I still got 5% on all my dirhams, which is the local UAE currency. Now they also lowered it because of the US. They very much follow US markets and rates as well. It now went down to 4.25%. But again, without any lockup, I can withdraw at any time. Even my credit card, I'll come to this in a second, is paid via my savings account. While I get the interest, I still get a credit on it. On that, I get cashback, and then it takes it every 15th of the month to pay back the outstanding credit automatically. So really attractive. Now, if I'm willing to lock it up a little bit, I could earn up to 5.25%. And I love how easily they make it. Let's say I'm going to lock up all my amount sitting over here for 1 month. I'll get additional 250 dirhams for 3 months. Obviously, it will still stay at 5%. So I'll probably just stick with 1 month and then renew it. But if I do it for 6 months, it will go up to 5.26%. And then for 12 months, 5.26%. Probably I'm going to lock up not all of it, but at least some of it for 1 month and then continue getting 5%. It's definitely interesting. The difference between 5 and 5.25 is not that much, but between 5% and right now 4.25%, definitely it makes sense for me to lock up at least for 1 month. And again, a little bit, obviously I have still very much flexible funds in other accounts. And of course, for interest, I'm also using my cryptocurrency. So for that, I use Nexo, which is a great app where I buy my cryptocurrency and also stake it. So you can see right now, every single day, I'm getting staking rewards on my different holdings, mostly of course on my USDT, which is a US dollar stablecoin. I made a whole video around this, but basically I get now $1.11 every single day paid to me. And then of course some interest on my Nexo token as well as on my Bitcoin holding. So you can see how that really starts racking up. Plus, of course, you see also referral bonus. And that's because somebody like you watching this video uses my link down in the description below and opens an account. And both you and I will get free Bitcoin in return, depending on how much you deposit and how much you trade. So definitely very attractive. And yeah, honestly, really recommend you if you haven't tried them out. It's one of the easiest ways to get staking rewards and buy your first Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency for that matter. But just to show you why it's so high, because actually the amount I have is very little in USDT, around $3,000. I'm getting right now 13% interest paid to me on that. So really very attractive. And yeah, definitely will send even more money into my Nexo account. With regards to dividends, actually last month I didn't get any dividends. As some of you know, I moved away from dividend investing, which I was really heavily doing in the past, but now shifted all my money basically and consolidated into the S&P 500 ETF. And there I'm still getting a dividend. It's much less, it's around 1.4%, but still it is a bit of money, but that's only paid to me on a quarterly basis. Means, for 2 months in a row, I won't get a dividend, but in the third month, I'll get a little bit of a payout. And I believe the next one will be in October. So next time I'll do this video, I can share with you how much I got in total. I buy my stocks across different brokers. I'll come to this in a second. But yeah, last month I didn't get any money for my dividends. With this, let's have a look into my cashback. And for cashback, I basically use 2 apps. The first one is Revolut. So mostly when I'm outside of the UAE, I use my Revolut account. And you can see last month, obviously I didn't spend too much time in Lithuania, in Europe. I only got 9.33 euros because currently I use my Revolut Pro card to get cashback where I get 1.2% on pretty much most transactions. And yeah, in total, getting close to 900 euros in cashback just by using my card. So definitely most month pays for my Ultra membership plan. You can see over here in the past, definitely quite attractive. Of course, the more you spend, the more you get cashback. So it's a double-edged sword, but overall for me, most of the time it works. However, most of the time this month, I was living in Dubai. And you can see over here, the cashback I got from my Wio bank was almost 800 dirhams or the equivalent of 196 euros. Now, that's a lot. Honestly, it's probably too much. Now, granted, I get 2% cashback on pretty much every transaction using my Wio credit card. So that's very attractive, right? But you can do the math. I obviously spent a lot of money last month because, yeah, as I said, we just moved and settled into Dubai. We bought so many things for our apartment over here. It came unfurnished. So we had to buy literally most of the things. So of course, most of it I just want to put on my credit card to get the cash back, and plus a lot of other expenses we had. So it was really not a usual month, I would say. But at the same time, utilizing the power of cashback, that's free money, 196 euros, which otherwise I wouldn't have gotten. And obviously I still made a profit, but definitely 196 euros in total cashback. That's probably a new record even for me. And in case you're interested to see a full breakdown of all my income for last month and the spendings I had, plus some KPIs and goals that I managed to achieve, then you might want to consider joining the Smart Money Club. You can see over here, that's inside the club, where I share every single month all my income, all my earnings, plus expenses, and give you a real transparent picture of what I'm making in a month, what I'm spending, and maybe that can be very useful for you. So feel free to check it out. You find the link in the description below. It's a really cool community where we hang out, where we talk about all things personal finance, money, and investing. So yeah, you can reach out to me via DM. I'm always available for you. We also have weekly live calls, and yeah, feel free, check it out, and maybe see you on the inside. So for those of you who are good at math, you might have calculated already my total between all the 3 passive income sources. But if you didn't, well, then let me do the work for you. In total, I crossed 401 euro for last month in the form of passive income, which honestly is not too shabby, as I said, especially given that the interest rates have come down. And of course, the dividends for me did not appear last month. So all in all, I'm quite happy. Of course, having said that, I definitely spent a lot of money last month, but I made the most out of it. Right, with this, let's have a quick look into my portfolios and see how that has been developing. Starting off with Interactive Brokers, which is my main broker of choice. And well, year to date, you can see a nice positive change, up 42%, but that's obviously the total change, and that includes my additions to the portfolio. You can see for the last 1 month, where I actually haven't really contributed in that portfolio over here. I come to this in a second, where I put my money instead. But basically, yeah, up 2.7%. The S&P 500 keeps on climbing. Right now, apart from my S&P 500 holding, I still have one more last individual share left, which is Pfizer, where I'm down currently still $430. So I'm waiting for them to come back, and then I'll definitely use those funds to move them into my S&P 500 holding as well. Then I also have my Lightly holding over here. Small position, I would say. I've just done it actually recently, where I set up an automated buying order for my S&P 500 holding over here. Currently, they don't have State Street, so that's why I bought the Vanguard S&P 500. They're very similar, slightly different expense ratio, but both are great S&P 500 ETFs, the Vanguard and State Street. Personally, I prefer the State Street because I buy it in dollars in London. And as I said, it's 0.03% versus 0.07% with Vanguard. But both are really good options depending on where you live and so forth. But yeah, here I basically set up an automated buy. You can see pending orders every single Wednesday. I buy one share of the particular ETF, and yeah, really nice. So we'll see by the end of the year, I'll do an update video on that specific buying order, how it went, and give you my honest feedback on obviously Lightly as an app. But definitely in terms of user friendliness, really, really great app. Then of course, also on Trading 212, you can see in my State Street ETF, S&P 500, where I'm actually up almost 600 euros or 7.8%. And that's totally passively without me having to do anything, researching anything. That's the beauty of investing into an ETF such as the S&P 500. And that particular one, I'm really a big fan of. And if you haven't tried out Trading 212 yet, then use my link down in the description below and you get a free share valued up to 100 euros. So definitely worthwhile to check it out. One of the easiest brokers to get started investing. Right, with this, we move to one more stockbroker that I recently added to my list of brokers that I use and really started liking, and that's eToro. And yeah, started with a smaller amount, but now buying every single week through them. And why I like them, because actually it's one stockbroker that does pretty much everything. They allow you to buy stocks, individual stocks, ETFs, different indices, commodities, but also cryptocurrency if you wanted to, or even CFDs if you want to trade, if you want to short a stock, if you want to use leverage, which I don't recommend, but if you wanted to, you could do all these things through one single broker. So it makes it very easy. The interface is super simple to use, really like it. You can even do copy trading where you copy other successful people, their portfolio basically. You can see here the trending investors and so forth, which once again, I'm not a big fan of. I like to do my own research and homework, but if you like that, then that could be a great way to get started. And for me, why I like using them, because here I can basically deposit my funds via my credit card. Immediately it will be in my account, so without any delay and without any fees, which is really awesome. And then I can buy my ETF of choice, which I bought, as you saw, on all the other brokers as well, here right away also without any commission. So basically no fees across the board. Really, really like it. And honestly, so far I've been really happy with them. And for now, I will definitely continue buying more of my ETF through eToro. And if you want to check them out, then use my link down in the description below. And if you sign up with my link, you'll even get access to their free trading course, which is valued over $2,000. A real in-depth course running you through all things that you need to know about investing. Really amazing. I've done it myself. Great course. You'll only get that with my link. So if you're interested in trying out eToro, definitely give it a go. And very soon I'll actually do a deep dive tutorial into the platform itself. And of course, let's jump over to my crypto portfolio. And you can see here once again, I used part of my money on Nexo, currently 5.4K. You can see over here, I'll definitely add a bit more Bitcoin over here because yes, I'm getting interest on it. As you can see, currently I'm getting 6% interest paid to me in Nexo token. I could also choose not to earn in Nexo, but in Bitcoin would be slightly less, but definitely very attractive to make some money on your Bitcoin holding as well. But again, I wouldn't want to put all my eggs over here because you always have the risk of the exchange going down potentially. So I wouldn't put all my money here, but some of it to earn interest, as I've shown you before, definitely makes sense. Majority of my holdings, however, are kept on my Ledger hardware wallet, and you can see pretty much 100K right now in dollars and all of it in Bitcoin. I'm a Bitcoin maxi in that way. I tried doubling around in other coins, but I kept coming back to Bitcoin. That's what I understand. That's what I like. And that's what I'll continue buying going forward. As I said, I might move some of the funds from here onto the exchange to get some interest on it, but I would definitely keep the majority over here on my Ledger hardware wallet. And yeah, obviously, crypto is a roller coaster. It can go up, can go down. Last month when I made it, it was down to 85K. Now it's up to 100K and I didn't really add much to it. So it's literally just a swing of Bitcoin price over time. But hey, that's part of the fun, I guess. All right, well, there you have it. A full breakdown of all my passive income plus a portfolio update. So overall, I'm really happy how things have been developing. Now, obviously, as I said, last month, I spent a lot of money on all the expenditures we had over here in Dubai. Even forgot we bought a car also over here, bought all the furniture. So a lot of outgoing. So I didn't have that much money to invest. I cut down a little bit, not the usual amount that I invest. But now I'm really happy with my new position. I started on eToro. I think I'm really want to build this up going forward. because also the more you spend over there, you climb up in the club membership. As I said, I'll speak about this in a future video because the higher you go, the more benefits you get. So really quite interesting concept. But overall, when I look at it, I'm really happy how the month has unfolded. So if you enjoy these kind of transparent videos, then give it a like so it helps it to be seen by more people. Next up, check out this video over here. As always, friends, thanks a lot for watching. Stay healthy, get wealthy, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.